So, Tom, everybody talks about coaching, different forms of coaching. Coaching means so many things to so many different people. When done really well in the context of your practice, obviously it's transformative. You're a huge advocate and immensely knowledgeable about instructional coaching. So can you tell us a little bit more about your approach to instructional coaching?
Well, I think this is something that schools should be doing a lot more of, actually, because it's such a powerful form of professional development. And someone like Sam Sims, who's a researcher in the UK, he thinks it's the most strongly evidenced form of professional development that he can find. And essentially, it's where the coaching that sometimes people think of is where you sit down with someone who's a bit like an advisor, but they don't even have to be a teacher, and they sit and you kind of talk about your issues and they help you come to solutions. But this isn't that. This is much more like sort of sports coaching, where the person doing the coaching is explicit and expert in the field, and they use that knowledge and expertise to help you think through problems. And they're not ashamed to sort of say, well, try this or try that, and actually direct. So instructional coaching has this sort of knowledge element to it, but it requires you to sort of sit alongside the person you're coaching and talk through things that they could be doing. And it's a very kind of collegiate way of helping somebody improve their practice, rather than what happens in some schools and colleges is you have the leaders, they drop into a lesson, they got their clipboard out, either a real one or just a mental one. They're judging, they're saying, oh, you could have done this or you could have done that. And sometimes schools even like write up feedback onto a sheet and give it to the person in their pigeonhole. And that's the way they get their feedback. They don't even talk to the teacher about what was going on. And that happens in a lot of schools. It's extraordinary. Instructional coaching is the almost total opposite of that, is that you wouldn't dream of telling somebody what you thought of their lesson. You sit down with them and you say, well, how did that go? How do you think you can improve? And you work together to say, well, okay, that's something, and I saw this, and maybe you could think of that. And together you formulate a plan of action and say, right, so maybe between now and the next time we discuss things, what are we going to agree on that you're going to practice, work on, think about? And it's an agreed program of development at every stage. And that's been shown to be way more effective and sustainable than a sort of fly-by, drop-in feedback thing. And also in a school context, the kind of problem-solving personal coaching approach. It's just much more precise about what needs to be done. So I'm a massive fan of it. The problem is that you do need the time to sort of talk to the people before and after you observe them and so on. So it is time heavy, and people need to find lean solutions for that. And one of the ways of doing it is to have, say, 10-minute meetings rather than hour meetings. You just talk, you just have quick chats quite often rather than big, long sessions very infrequently. And so there are solutions. So, yeah, I mean, over the course of this program, I've probably mentioned it lots of times, but I am a big fan because I think it works and because I think it's empowering to teachers.